Hello, and today I'm going to be discussing a bit different topic, which are automobiles. In particular, the McLaren F1, the highly coveted, legendary supercar that is worth upwards of $15 to $20 million. Now, it's often seen in the car community as one of the greatest cars ever, simply because of its price. And logistically speaking, it might have done a lot of good for the supercar and hypercar world. But in technical terms and in most categories, the McLaren F1 didn't do much for the car world. It simply is a collector's item. And when you revolutionize a car so rare, or rather so niche as a supercar or a hypercar, it's not doing much for the general population. And what I mean by that is, yes, it may have and probably did revolutionize the supercar and hypercar world. But who does that apply to? I'll tell you who. Millionaires and billionaires who have money to throw away. In the practical world, where people need a daily driver, where people need a car that will get them from point A to point B reliably and comfortably, the McLaren F1 didn't do anything. The McLaren F1 is simply a niche product that appeals to a very small market, and now even smaller with the price at such an exuberant amount like 10, 15, and $20 million. The more practical and seemingly obvious choice for best car ever made might be one that revolutionized the way cars are made or the way cars are seen, such as the Ford Model T. And it's pretty much unanimous that the Ford Model T did indeed revolutionize the world of vehicles. We can also look at it from the standpoint that of numbers of vehicles made or manufactured, such as the Ford F-Series, which is the best-selling automobile in North America, or the Volkswagen Bug, which is the best-selling automobile in Europe, or the Toyota Corolla, which is the best-selling automobile in history the entire world over, by over double the person in second place, which is the Volkswagen Bug. With around, I think, 45 million units sold, the Corolla is actually technically the best car ever made, considering the number of units sold. It's the most popular and it's the most successful vehicle any manufacturer has ever made. And while the Corolla hasn't been in America since the 50s and 60s and 70s, it was more or less popularized in the beginning of the 80s up until now. The Corolla is still a hallmark in the world of automobiles, and I think it's often overlooked in the talks for greatest automobile of all time. Same goes for the Model T. I think supercars are often people are in awe of them. People will look at a supercar and think, wow. And they'll think, well, that's obviously the top choice for best car. Well, when you have a pretty looking car that can go fast, I wouldn't say it's anywhere near in top place for a competition like that. I think something more practical is the best choice. That's just my personal opinion.